Mrs. Adeyemi was a hard-working woman, a single mother raising her 12-year-old daughter, Thomason. Life had not been easy since her husband passed away, but she did everything she could to provide for her little girl. She worked long hours at a local supermarket, sometimes leaving early in the morning and returning late at night. Thomason was a bright and cheerful girl, always eager to help around the house. But there was one problem: Mrs. Adeyemi often left her in the care of their neighbor's son, Kunal, whenever she had to work late. Kunal was 19, a university student on holiday. He was quiet, well-mannered, and his mother was a trusted friend. So, Mrs. Adeyemi never imagined there could be any danger. At first, everything seemed normal. Kunal would help Thomason with her homework, they would watch cartoons together, and sometimes he even cooked for her. But slowly, things began to change. One evening, Thomason hesitated when her mother was about to leave for work. "Mummy, can I go with you today?" she asked. Mrs. Adeyemi laughed. "Ah, my dear, you'll be bored at the supermarket. Stay with Kunal. I won't be late." Thomason lowered her eyes and nodded, but inside, she felt uneasy. Lately, Kunal had been acting strangely. He would touch her shoulder for too long, whisper things that made her uncomfortable, and sometimes, he would insist on playing games she didn't like. She didn't fully understand what was happening, but something felt wrong. One night, Kunal tried to take things further. He told Thomason they were playing a special game and that she should never tell anyone. Terrified, she managed to escape into the bathroom and locked the door. She cried silently until she heard her mother's key turn in the front door. That night, she couldn't hold it in anymore. She ran into her mother's arms and told her everything, sobbing uncontrollably. Mrs. Adeyemi's heart shattered. How could she have been so blind? She had trusted Kunal, assuming that just because he was a boy from a good home, he would be responsible. Anger and regret flooded her, but most of all, she felt guilt. The next morning, she confronted Kunal's mother and reported the incident to the authorities. Kunal was taken away for questioning, and Thomason began therapy to heal from the trauma. From that day on, Mrs. Adeyemi swore never to leave her daughter in the care of any man or boy, no matter how much she trusted them. She realized that not every danger comes from strangers, sometimes, it's the people closest to us. Thomason eventually healed, but the lesson remained: no matter how nice a man or boy may seem, a young girl's safety should never be left in their hands. A mother's duty is to protect, always.